Guys, I haven't showered yet. Quite early in the morning. I'm going to America today. Well, I'm going to the airport today, but I'm staying there at the hotel overnight, so I'm technically not going to America today. I leave tomorrow. I'm there for 3 weeks, Florida. And today we're doing Batman villains, like ranking Batman villains on how I can defend them in court. So you got Hell Now, which is just, I would not defend them in court. No way. Like, get rid of them. Debatable is like, you can make an argument either way or whatever. Definitely is like, I think they're fully justified. I'd absolutely defend them. In fact, I'd argue they're not even bad guys. And first of all, we're going to do the Joker. He is a very obvious hell now. That man is a pure, evil, unforgivable, irredeemable piece of shit. Like, just pure psychopath, sociopath. Great character. Love the Joker. But nah, that man, like, is pure evil. He deserves every bit of hell coming his way, whether you like the character or not. Again, I love the character. But no, there's not an argument to be made. The exact opposite can be said for Mr. Freeze. Like, his wife is near enough dead, like, and he's managed to preserve her. He's willing to do anything to save her life and do his research and remove any obstacle in his way. I honestly don't blame him, especially if we're going on Batman the Animated Series one, where his boss straight up kills his wife just because he doesn't want him to keep doing the research anymore and tries to kill him. I would absolutely want revenge too. In that episode, I was cheering for Mr. Freeze. Like, I actually wanted Batman to fail to stop him. A lot of Batman villains I can have sympathy for, but I still want Batman to win. Mr. Freeze is one of, if not the only Batman villain where whenever he's done properly and comes with Batman, I actually want Batman to lose. Or side with Mr. Freeze. I want Mr. Freeze to win. Okay? Like, he's not a bad guy. Absolutely fully justified. Now, Bane, I think's debatable because, yeah, he's just like basically an assassin, hitman, or whatever you want to call him, a mercenary who went after Batman to take him out, break the Batman. There's not much like to defend there, but with the upbringing he had, that's kind of all he knew. He was born into prison, lived his whole life in an adult prison as a little kid, and just had to train himself from there and just turned himself into a weapon because that's all he knew. And then he was told, hey, we can give you these upgrades, go take out the Batman for us. Like, he's definitely not fully defendable where I'm like, yeah, he's a good guy, fully justified. But he's not quite Hell Now where he's just pure evil. Like, he's just kind of known nothing else and he was just basically doing all he's known in his life. I think you can make an argument. Killer Croc lived a tragic life. So he was born with this condition to give himself scales, basically. He was born with a skin condition. Everyone bullied him. He was treated as an outcast, an absolute freak. And he had a really just tragic childhood. And the condition kept getting worse and worse. Eventually, he lived in the sewers, joined a circus, joined a crime organisation, became a crime lord. So it's like, again, I don't think it's quite Mr. Freeze level of defendable, but it's like I can see why he went off the rails and chose what he chose to do because society rejected him, so he decided to reject society. But again, he's hurt many innocent people who probably never hurt him or knew he existed. Um, I guess you maybe could say the same for Mr. Freeze. But I don't know, like, I think Killer Croc is over Bane, but I don't know if he's quite top tier. Let me know what you guys think. Now, again, Two Face is another one. You can definitely pledge insanity, which is why I think I'm going to put him in the middle. So the Two-Face side of an evil side is basically a representation of his repressed trauma from what he experienced as a child, come out after the tragic incident of the acid on his face, giving him split personality disorder. That's something he can't control, which is why he uses the coin flip. So Two-Face or Harvey Dent can decide how to make an action. Harvey Dent was a really good and liked person up until that incident, and again, it's a split personality thing because of the repressed trauma they, repressed from his traumatic childhood. He's not Hell Nah, but he's still done some pretty bad stuff. Like Two Face is still evil, but Harvey Dent isn't evil. So it's a split thing where it's like, I think you could pledge some kind of insanity. I think that's how I put him. I'm gonna try and do him in order as I am now. Let's do Clock King next. He's a Hell Nah. He's not Joker level of evil, but he's just straight up lame, and I can't really defend his backstory, at least in the animated series. He was late to a court case. He blames that on the mayor he had a conversation on the train with, and decides he wants to dedicate his life to taking revenge, ruining the mayor's life and killing him. Because he got him late and he had to pay a fine. That's his whole thing. He was made late once and he decided, I'm going to be a big time bad guy. Nah, bro. I'm not defending that. Anarchy. Now, maybe there's another... I don't know too much about Anarchy. I haven't seen much of him or read much of him. Maybe there's a side of him that I haven't seen, so maybe I'm going to say a very wrong decision. Let me know. I do want to read more of him because I think his idea is cool. As far as I know, his thing, he basically attacks corrupt politicians and he wants to basically destroy the whole corrupt politics thing and bring justice to corruption and everything. And as someone who hates politics, I give a big thumbs up to that. Now, again, I know very little of him, so this is a bit of an ignorant thing to do, I guess, because I am kind of ignorant to his full story. But he's not Mr. Freeze level, but I'm putting him there. Clayface, again, very tragic with Clayface. Like he does, again, he had a very... Yeah. Again, I don't think anyone's as defendable, Mr. Freeze. I don't... Again, Clayface I know enough to rank, but not to be fully confident in where I'm going to rank him. But I'm going to put him in the middle. Probably above. No, I'll put him below Killer Croc. Clayface, though he kind of felt like he didn't have a choice, he still technically chose to take the serum and become that monster and all the things that happened. Killer Croc did not choose what he was born with. So though you can interchange them, I'm just going to put Killer Croc above Clayface. But again, Clayface, I mean, there's different interpretations of his story. But basically, he's an actor. In some of them, he has like some kind of tragic accident that ruins his face. And in some of them, he just struggles to act and is just ugly anyway in general. Like, there's different interpretations, I'm pretty sure. But basically, failed actor, ruined face, or he was a sexual actor, became failed, and his life basically just came crumbling down. He was facial ruined and everything. He decided to take the serum because he was offered. It was his one last chance to save his career and just save his life in general and not live in misery from all the bad stuff that's happened. So he took it so he could shapeshift, and it started off really well, but the product was untested, unfinished, basically just turning him into this Clayface monster. I don't blame him for choosing it. I don't blame him for kind of going evil for it. Again, I just don't know if he's quite Mr. Freeze level. Again, it's like some of these villains I understand enough to rank, but not enough to be super, super duper confident in how I'm ranking them. I'm doing more research in Batman villains. I'm on my Batman comic book arc right now. I love reading. Right now I'm reading Batman comics. I just finished Hush. Definitely recommend that. Next I'm doing The Long Halloween and then Dark Victory. Anyway, Man-Bat. Man-Bat, he was going deaf. Dr. Langstrom, he wanted to cure deafness. So he made the DNA, decided to test it on himself, like made the serum, test it on himself. He accidentally turned into the Man-Bat. He has no control over what he does as the Man-Bat, and what he was trying to do was fully justified, and obviously everything has to be tested eventually. You can argue it could have been handled better. Honestly, this might be generous, but I'm going to put him up there, I think. Because he wasn't himself as Man-Bat, and he didn't know that was going to happen, and... Yeah. At the end of the day, I couldn't imagine too many things worse than going deaf. I think that's one of the worst things. He was just trying to cure himself and then make the world so much better by making a cure that you can use for others. It went wrong. It's not his fault. He couldn't control himself as Man-Bat. Penguin... Again, he was born really ugly and he was a social outcast. He had an obsession over birds. He was bullied his whole life. And, I mean, that is sad, but I don't think it's, like, the most defendable thing. But I don't know if he's quite hell now. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's, like, a big piece of shit and a massive crime lord. Like... No, I don't know if he is debatable. Again, maybe I don't know enough about his story. Maybe it's even more tragic than I realise. I mean, I know it's more tragic than what I'm saying, but I'm trying to be as brief as I can whilst I'm giving a rough idea. But I honestly... There should probably be a tier between hell nah and debatable, because he's not Joker level, crazy, and he's not Clock King level lame. But I still don't know if it's really debatable. Hey, people bullied this guy because he was ugly, and now he's crime. I know I said the same for Killer Croc, but I think Killer Croc is a different, bigger case. You know what? I'll put him right at the bottom of debatable. I'll be generous. There. Catwoman. For the last one, again, she's not quite hell now. I think debatable because there's no defending her actions. She's just a thief. There's nothing tragic about her. She hasn't done any major evil shit. She's just a thief, which isn't really defendable, but I can maybe at the very least give her a reduced sentence by just arguing the fact that her crime's just not that bad compared to other Gotham rogues and stuff. And again, compared to some of the stuff the others done, her crimes are very tamed. She just likes jewelry. She likes shiny things. Like, I wouldn't defend her in court in the sense of, oh, she's innocent, fully justified, but like, I wouldn't be racing to get her locked up in Arkham Asylum, you know what I mean? Like, that's probably what I could have ruled this tier down here. Instead of Hell Nah, put Arkham Asylum. Well, that's my list. I know there's a lot more Batman villains. Let me know if you want a part 2. But I just didn't, like, there's so many Batman villains I could have done. This video could have been stupidly long. Maybe it should have been stupidly long. Maybe I should do some longer videos. I haven't done many long videos. I am one day, when I've researched more about some of these Batman villains and some other Batman villains, like some of them I know basically nothing about, and when I've read more Batman comics, I can get true understanding. I'm doing a ranking of all the Batman rogues. Well, I say all of them. There's like 160, so not all of them, but a lot of them. Already started working on my list. One day I'll do a ranking of all the, well, I say all of them, but again, the Batman comics I've read. I think that'll be fun. Those will be longer videos. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of my list. Do you agree with some of them, disagree with some of them? How would you rank them? Let me know if you enjoyed the video and want to see more. See ya.